Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. In today's video, I want to ask the question about all of your favorite AI cryptos. Should you buy now or wait for the dip? My least favorite question in all of crypto, but I'll happily answer that in this video for you. But before we dive on into this, remember, this is not financial advice. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research. I am not a financial advisor, and while I appreciate that so many of you are hopping in here from all over the place, you've got to hit that subscribe button. I make price predictions every day, price prediction videos every day at 6 a.m. Eastern time, except for today, but I fixed that. And then I try to make multiple videos a day, trying to keep up as much as possible with this rapidly evolving crypto space. I go live every weekday, almost every weekday at least. And so while you're hitting that subscribe button, turn on the notification button as well so that you don't miss a thing. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this. Should you buy now or wait for the dip? I want to give you my number one rule up front when it comes to any crypto that you see going crazy, and then you get very excited about it. You want to buy that. And I hate to say this, for the most part, my mentality when it comes to a cryptocurrency like Fetch AI, like AGIX, a lot of these AI cryptocurrencies that have pumped as much as they have, is when you're really excited about buying it, that's when I get afraid. And so my number one rule is you've got to at the very least, wait for some kind of an interaction with the 20-day EMA, but ideally the 50-day EMA. So the 20-day EMA for Fetch AI right now is at 83 cents, and the price for Fetch AI is at $1.05. It got up to $1.20, and at the very least, I mean, it doesn't take long for the 20-day EMA to catch up. Wait for the price to go down or wait for it to catch up. But then a lot of times when you see a cryptocurrency pump like this, what you'll eventually see is that it becomes too far gone for the 20-day EMA. So you've got to wait for the 50-day. That would be the more ideal time. And I'm going to share with you some examples at the end of this video. AGIX is by far the one that I would say with the most conviction you've got to wait for. Now, AGIX is also very much prone to wild swings. We saw that in early 2023, which in January of 2023, AGIX actually put in a new all-time high in the middle of the bear market. Bitcoin was like at $20,000, and AGIX is here putting in a new all-time high. So these wild swings, yes, that makes you, it's going to tempt you to want to get in. And I would recommend eventually, although this is not financial advice, getting into AGIX. But the AGIX 20-day EMA right now is at 48 cents, 47, 48 cents. And the price has gotten as high as what, 85, 86, 87 cents. And it's right now at 73 cents. It seems to me like we're due. That we had that big NVIDIA buy the rumor, sell the news, but it ended up not being a sell the news because NVIDIA once again posted massive earnings. And we've seen a few days more of these AI cryptocurrencies doing very well. And if you're getting in right now, you are just straight up gambling. It is a low probability play. I'm sorry. Could AGIX go to $2 right now? Could it go to $2 next week? It could, but I'm telling you, the probability is so significantly low that you are probably going to be a loser for the short term, at least with this. Now, I do have a $10.09 price target for Fetch. It's at $1 right now. I have a $5.38 price target for AGIX. It's at 74 cents. You will eventually win, I believe, with these cryptocurrencies, but you want short-term gains. I know a lot of you do. You're not going to be happy if you see this cryptocurrency getting some kind of mind-numbing chop, which is what we've seen with AGIX. I mean, let me tell you something. AGIX got up to 36 cents a couple months ago, and then this whole year, for about a year, ever since January of 2023, February of 2023, AGIX has just been dragging along. And at this point, I can tell you just from a sentimentality standpoint that people were very low. They were really nervous about this cryptocurrency. And then boom, all of a sudden it explodes and now people want to buy. You're doing the exact opposite of what you should be doing if you want to buy this cryptocurrency right now. So should you get in? Yes, eventually, but you've got to wait. And that's my general response for a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Should you buy now or wait for the dip? Very much you should be waiting for the dip. That's going, in this particular case, you should wait for the dip, not financial advice. Let's take a look at a few more of these. AIOZ. I have an AIOZ price target of $3.40. It's at 32.57 cents right now. Lots of room to the upside still. The 20-day EMA is at 19.4, 19.5 cents, 19.5 cents. We have Render here. Render's been on a tear. One of my favorite cryptocurrencies, my top bear market buy. I have a $35 price target for Render. The 20-day EMA is a little under $6. The price is $7.40. You've got to at least wait for the 20-day EMA. TAO. Now, if there's one that I think would be pretty decent to get into right now, it's TAO. But again, I do think it's right around the 20-day EMA. I think we're going to see some kind of interaction with the 50-day EMA. And like I said, I'm going to be showing you a couple of examples of other cryptocurrencies that have pumped. And what's happened is that they do get too far gone and they lose support at the 20-day EMA, but then they tend to hold the 50-day EMA. Now, TAO, it doesn't look all that terrible in terms of it could certainly hold the 20-day, but at the same time, this cryptocurrency has almost quadrupled. It's done a 3.5x in a span of a month and a half. Okay, so you've got to be mindful of that there's a lot of people, myself included, in profit with this particular cryptocurrency. PAAL AI, a much smaller market cap crypto, and so you never know with these, but it's getting closer to that 20-day EMA. I'd feel a lot more confident. I'd wait still a little bit. I'd feel a lot more confident about getting into this one. And then my personal favorite small cap AI crypto, Clore. I mean, you can see what I think is going to happen with this one is a bit of a cup and handle pattern forming here. So we have the cup already. I don't care if it didn't reach that particular wick high, but now I do believe we're going to be forming a handle, perhaps at this 786 retrace, perhaps as low as the 702. I'd be setting a limit order at least at the 786 retrace at 22.9 cents, 23 cents. But really, I'd want to be waiting for the 702 retrace. We'll see when, however long it takes for either the price to go down or the 50-day EMA, 20-day EMA to rise to those levels. And so I've shared with you my thoughts on all these AI cryptocurrencies. My general consensus, maybe aside from TAO, is that you need to be, it is incredibly foolish for you to buy now, that you should be waiting for some kind of dip. We are on the cusp of insane euphoria, but we're not quite there yet. We're almost there. You got to be patient. So here are some collected general thoughts with whether you should buy any of these particular cryptocurrencies now. Number one, listen, if you don't have any exposure, you should buy a small portion, not financial advice. And the reason why I say that is looking at this past week, looking at the run up to NVIDIA earnings, but then looking at with AI in general, I've tried to be a little too cute with this. I want to say DPIN is going to be the big narrative, or RWA, or Bitcoin Layer 2s, BRC20s, or whatever else. And the more that I'm thinking about it, the more I'm convinced that no, AI is the big narrative. It seems a little too obvious to be true, and I've given up. AI is the big narrative for this bull run. We have too many potential catalysts with this. I called it the opposite of death by 1,000 cuts. It's like life by 1,000 elixirs. That's what AI is right now. It's not just NVIDIA. It's not just ChatGPT. It seems like every week we could see something around the corner that would cause AI crypto prices to jump up much higher. Who knows? Maybe, next week some major player is going to make an announcement that they're getting really heavy into AI, and then you see these AI cryptos go bonkers. So sure, should you buy now? If you don't have a single AI crypto, which I would assume that a lot of you watching this video, you have AI cryptos, you should buy a small portion, not financial advice, but you've got to be patient with that. Now, if you do have an exposure, like I said, wait for the 20-day EMA at the very least. That's just common logic. You can't go up on the 20-day EMA forever. That's insane. And ideally, you should be waiting for the 50-day EMA. And I'll show you some charts right after this slide. Like I said, TAO is best positioned at the moment for an entry. Keep in mind, it is the biggest AI cryptocurrency, has a multi-billion-dollar market cap right now. And so the upside could be less for TAO than these other cryptocurrencies. But I love TAO. It is a very high conviction play for me. So best point of entry, sure. AGIX is the worst for reasons I already explained. Now, with other cryptocurrencies, which I'm going to show you these 4 charts here, you have a much better probability of getting large returns to buy into boredom instead of hype. ICP, Injective, LCX, Pendle, not so much Pendle, but the other 3, people are getting really frustrated with these cryptocurrencies. And when I hear that in my live stream, because people are asking me every day, you know, what's going on with ICP? I'm getting tired of the price hanging around. What's going on with Injective? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, chill. These cryptocurrencies did multiple X's over a span of a month and a half. They need some time to consolidate. And so I fully, very much believe that these 4 cryptocurrencies in particular, over the next 2 or 3 months, will, maybe 1 or 2 months, I should say, will outperform the AI cryptocurrencies. I do believe that, even though AI is the narrative, like I'm saying. So then, here we go. Last point, load up on AI cryptos about a month before the next NVIDIA earnings. I talked about this in my most recent live stream, one of my most recent live streams. Here's the play with AI, and I'm really excited about this. You know, you have NVIDIA. NVIDIA currently, as a company, has a $2 trillion market cap that is bigger than all of crypto. NVIDIA has kind of become, for the stock market, like the focus point of the entire stock market. If NVIDIA does well, that gives investors a lot of confidence, at least to the next quarter. And so we saw this big run up that was shaping out to look, it was looking like it was going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event with the most recent NVIDIA earnings. And then NVIDIA had their earnings and they blew out projections again. And at the very least, 3 months from now, when NVIDIA posts their next earnings report, there's going to be a good run up for AI cryptocurrencies. And NVIDIA, whether or not they blow things out of the water again, there's at the very least going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news aspect to this. And then if NVIDIA blows things out of the water again, the AI cryptocurrencies will pump. But my plan is to load up pretty aggressively on AI cryptocurrencies about 2 months from now, maybe middle of April, something like that. You know, and then leading up to that NVIDIA earnings call, I very much expect those AI cryptocurrencies to pump, to do well. And then I'll be unloading leading into that, and I'll still hold some, but I'll be taking some off the table just in case there's a miss for that quarter. So anyway, those are my thoughts with the AI cryptocurrencies, but I want to show you a few things here in terms of buying boredom. So we saw LCX go crazy. A couple weeks ago, everyone was on my live streams asking me about LCX. LCX, should I buy LCX? It's like, no. My goodness, it did a 10X. In 2 months. Why would you want to buy a cryptocurrency that does a 10X in 2 months? It doesn't make any sense. But now, 2 weeks later, you know, we're bored. You know, people are out saying, like, I'm getting tired of LCX. When's LCX going to move? And I said during that big run up, it could chop. It could certainly chop. LCX is so far overbought. It can wait for the chop, at least wait for boredom, wait for the crab. And now people are getting frustrated with LCX. And around this time, I was saying, buy Kaspa. K-A-S-P-A, not Casper the Friendly Ghost. Buy Kaspa. And Kaspa doubled in that span. In these last 2 weeks here, Kaspa doubled while LCX has consolidated. And now I'm saying, buy LCX, not financial advice. But here we go. Look at this. 50-day EMA. You see it pump, not even touching the 20-day EMA. I would expect at some point for these AI cryptocurrencies to at the very least do this. Get to the 50-day EMA, but mostly hang around the 20-day EMA for the chop. Pendle, similar thing going on with Pendle here. Right, same deal. Test of the 50-day EMA. Now it's at $2.75. It was just scorching hot there. It wasn't even really touching the 20-day EMA, just like a lot of these AI cryptocurrencies. Now, when it got down to the 20-day EMA, it did not hold it as support. Went down to the 50-day EMA, held the 50-day as support. Let's go on to ICP. ICP, same deal. ICP's been riding the 50-day EMA. That's been a fantastic time to get in. Hanging around, for the most part, the 20-day EMA. But then when it loses the 20-day EMA as support, it's showing a lot of strength at the 50-day EMA, which is why, again, I'm saying with these AI cryptocurrencies, wait for the 50-day EMA. You're going to, I mean, sure, should you buy at the 20-day EMA? That's probably fine. But I think your best entry is going to be the 50-day EMA. Look for a wick down below the 50-day EMA. And hey, I gave you the level to enter for ICP. It filled within pennies. Injective Injective's a little bit different, but that's because of staking. Injective's just been raging, forming a bull flag. It's lost the 50-day EMA a little bit as support and hanging around the bottom of the range here, but Injective has a bit of a delay. So you've got to understand, because of staking, because of 21-day unlocks with cryptos in the Cosmos ecosystem, there are people who unstaked around here who are now, right about now, taking profits. And so it is what it is with Injective, but same deal. I would say Injective is a great cryptocurrency to be buying right now over these AI cryptocurrencies. And so just keep these things in mind. You know, sure, we could see massive explosive moves, but you've got to understand the patient, especially in crypto, it's the patient investors who are going to be rewarded, because it seems like in crypto, there's always something exciting going on with every crypto, and that's just not the case. That's a fallacy. What usually happens for most days out of the year, for something like 350 days out of the year, it's really boring. And then you get these 15 days of explosive excitement, and you think that that's the norm. That's not the norm. So I have no problem loading up on these cryptocurrencies, LCX, Pendle, ICP, Injective, and just waiting for the next leg up, which will come. And then same cycle again. Everyone's going to be bored with the AI cryptocurrencies, and they're going to be asking me about LCX, Pendle, ICP, and Injective. And I'm going to be saying, no, buy the AI cryptos. But we'll see. It can get really frustrating. Having been around the block a few times. I remember I was you in 2011 with silver. Look at the silver chart in 2011. Big mistake, lesson learned. Okay. Anyway, that's another story for another time. If you got any value out of this, I would greatly appreciate if you smash up that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification button so that you don't miss a thing. Otherwise, I will most certainly be seeing you in another video. Peace.